Ever found yourself in a tight spot? Maybe an unexpected bill pops up, or you need to cover a small emergency. We've all been there. It's in those moments that the idea of a quick, accessible loan can seem like a real lifesaver. But the big question is, who actually qualifies? Today, we're diving deep into that very question, specifically focusing on Branch, a popular digital lending platform. We're going to break down who can apply for a loan on Branch, what the requirements are, and clear up any confusion you might have. Now, before we jump into the specifics of Branch, let's talk about the general idea of loan eligibility. Lenders, whether traditional banks or digital platforms like Branch, need to assess risk. They want to be reasonably sure that the money they lend out will be paid back. This is why they look at various factors to determine if someone is a good candidate for a loan. These factors can include things like credit history, income, employment status, and other financial obligations. Think of it like this. If you were lending money to a friend, you'd probably want to know if they have a steady job, if they've been responsible with money in the past, and if they have other outstanding debts. Lenders do the same thing, just with more formal processes. So, how does this apply to Branch? Branch is known for its accessibility and speed, often providing loans through a mobile app. This digital approach allows them to assess applicants in slightly different ways than traditional banks. They often rely on data from your phone, with your permission of course, to build a financial profile. This can include things like your transaction history, your mobile money usage, and even your social media activity in some cases. This brings us to the core of our discussion. Who can apply for a loan on Branch? Generally speaking, Branch aims to be inclusive, offering loans to a broader range of people than traditional lenders. However, there are still some basic requirements you'll need to meet. First and foremost, you'll need to be a resident of a country where Branch operates. Branch is available in several countries across Africa, Asia, and Latin America. It's important to check their website or app to confirm if they offer services in your specific location. Secondly, you'll need a mobile phone that's compatible with the Branch app. Since the entire loan process happens digitally, you'll need a smartphone and a stable internet connection to apply. Thirdly, you'll need to provide some form of identification. This is a standard requirement for any financial service. Branch needs to verify your identity to prevent fraud and ensure they're lending to the right person. The specific documents required may vary depending on your location, but it typically includes a government-issued ID like a national ID card, passport, or driver's license. Now, let's address some common misconceptions. Many people assume that you need a stellar credit score to get a loan from Branch. While having a good credit history is always beneficial, it's not always a strict requirement. Branch's unique approach to assessing creditworthiness means they consider other factors beyond traditional credit scores. This opens up opportunities for people who might have limited or no credit history, particularly in regions where formal credit systems are less developed. However, this doesn't mean that Branch doesn't consider your financial behavior. They still look for signs of financial responsibility. For example, consistent activity on your mobile money account, regular income or transactions, and responsible use of other financial services can all contribute positively to your application. On the other hand, certain factors can negatively impact your chances of getting a loan. These can include things like a history of defaulting on previous loans, fraudulent activity, or providing false information during the application process. Another important point to clarify is the concept of loan limits. When you first start using Branch, your initial loan limit might be relatively small. This is a common practice for many lenders. As you successfully repay loans on time, your loan limit may gradually increase. This demonstrates responsible borrowing behavior and builds trust with the lender. So, to summarize who can apply for a loan on Branch, you need to be a resident of an eligible country, have a compatible mobile phone, provide valid identification, and demonstrate some level of financial responsibility. While a perfect credit score isn't always mandatory, responsible financial behavior is still crucial. Now, let's address a few frequently asked questions. One common question is, can I apply for a Branch loan if I'm unemployed? While having a stable source of income is generally beneficial, it's not always a strict requirement. Branch considers various data points and other factors could compensate for the lack of formal employment. For example, if you have consistent income from informal work or business activities that show up in your mobile money transactions, this could be considered. Another question is, how long does the application process take? One of the biggest advantages of Branch is its speed. The application process is typically quick and straightforward, often taking just a few minutes. If approved, the loan can be disbursed to your mobile money account almost instantly. It's also important to remember that loan terms and interest rates can vary depending on several factors, including your location, loan amount, and repayment period. It's crucial to carefully review the loan terms and conditions before accepting any loan offer. This includes understanding the interest rates, repayment schedule, and any associated fees. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the general concept of loan eligibility to the specifics of applying for a loan on Branch. The key takeaway is that Branch aims to provide accessible loans to a broader audience, considering factors beyond traditional credit scores. However, responsible financial behavior and meeting the basic requirements are still essential. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.